Alright, girls. So, this session is going to be a little bit loaded. Um, so I encourage you to stay with me because I don't like my wheels have just been turning. Because what's happening is God is actually, he's unpacking the vision for what we're doing here. So, uh, I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. Like the last session, I spoke on something, and I just kind of wanted to dig in to that a little bit and to what I meant by what I said and why it matters. So, what we were talking about was how I'm because of just my experience, what I survived. I have an intolerance for performance, and I was candidly sharing how that kind of borderlines on critical and it just my response to it kind of exposes a lack of trust in our bigger story God and what He can do. So I wanted to highlight what I meant by that because I didn't want to give you the wrong impression about my intentions, and I wanted to say values, and because this has been great, I have to say that just hanging out with you guys and just a little bit of time, God, it just goes to show you how valuable community is, because God has just really been unfolding to me more my values. He's just really been tuning me into them, and so that's been really awesome. And so coming back to what I said, and I didn't I felt like I could have painted the picture that we should be more tolerant of lukewarmness, and I don't want to paint that picture at all, because listen, God's not tolerant of lukewarmness, so we're not supposed to be. And what I was confessing to you guys was more out of my response to it, because I have to remember that any sister who falls, or brother who falls into that trap, they are the victims to a tragedy, and it does merit compassion. So I didn't want to be unclear about that, and that's not okay for me to be callous about the struggle that any of our sisters might be having. So I confess that, but more so is my response to making that person who's fallen prey to such a thing, to making them the target of my I'm losing my words, but if there's a reason, if I'm putting all of my focus on them, I've lost sight of the fact of what God's doing, and that He's more than capable of completing all of His plans. And so my confession was more to those ends, and I wanted to be clear about that, because this space could very easily become a space where we want to hear, we come to hear what we want to hear, and we just want someone to tell us it's okay. And I say that because I've said frequently, and that's okay. And I want to be clear again what I meant by that. It's not okay for us to just be like, oh, well, that's a problem I have, and that's that's just the way it is and that's okay. That's not okay. What is okay is that we're not staying there. And that's what this space is about. That's the uniqueness of what we can do here together. Because my struggle with what I had expressed before, um, like concerning more matured, seasoned, long term, committed believers that maybe haven't had that darkness in their past like I have. I think they kind of just get a little bit. It could go two ways, but I think they're a little lost for how to handle sisters who fall into that trap. Um, it could go, like I say, one of two ways. One being that they're a little critical, like I said, and about myself, and just kind of lacking compassion because they just can't understand it. Or the other end is I think they want to help, but they're so scared to say anything, or to be offensive that they just kind of hold their tongue, and I think that can be going the extreme. You know, that extreme opposite can be kind of the wrong path as well. Because here's the deal, man. We love our sisters and we want to help them out of the pit. And sometimes, that sometimes speaking that truth in love is uncomfortable. But that's the unique ability we have. I get the feeling that maybe a lot of us connecting here could potentially share like dark pasts and things like that. So when I say that, I'm probably referencing more us. But we can have a boldness about approaching a sister who's having that struggle, of course, uh, in love to help. Uh, we can kind of have that authority, whereas other people might not. And so that is a unique platform. And that's kind of more of what I'm seeing for this space. I don't want us to ever fall into that trap of like, oh, you know, well, she hurt my feelings and that was a little harsh. I want us to be sensitive. I want us to be gentle with each other. The motive here is love, but I want to be clear. Like the thing that connects us is that we're like it's okay to land where you are, wherever that is. But I just want to make sure that we're all like we're here to be growing. Like the whole intention that we share is to not um, want to stay where we're at. We want to move from where we are to the more, to the better, to the. We want to be more effective at making sense of our own lives and helping others as well along the way. So, this is not a place to just kind of sit here and be like, oh, well, it's okay. We're all, I have all these weaknesses and all this. And hey, weakness is, I do celebrate it because, listen, uh, Paul, he celebrates weakness. Listen, in my weakness, his power, Christ, the power of Christ is made perfect. And so, listen, that's some good stuff. I celebrate the weaknesses. It just causes us to lean into him, and that's all good. But, again, I just don't want us to be like licking each other's wounds. I want us to be pushing each other in love to reach for the heights, to reach for the good stuff. And so that's what this space is. I really appreciate it hanging in there. I know this one was kind of loaded, and the last session, and even this one, some of you might have been a little disappointed. You might even be thinking, wow, that's a little harsh, and I don't know if I want to stick around, and that's okay if you feel that way, but I really encourage you to stick with it, because that's how we're gonna get better. I'm in it with you guys. That's the whole thing. And it's. I go back to the first to the first chat we had, and it all comes back to encouraging you guys. And sometimes that just doesn't look like we think it should look. So, like we expect encouragement to always come with like I don't know, gentleness and it's always it's always going to be different. You just got to fill the room, know what the situation is, what's fitting. But sometimes the encouragement being it has to be a little bolder, and that's okay. The point is to do it in a way that makes us believe we are capable of the good things, of attaining to the good things that God has for us, the better, the more. We believe in each other. We believe in God ultimately, and we believe in the plans that He has for each one of us. And so that means we're sisters, girls. That means we're not just going to let you hang out in the mud. It's okay that you landed there. We're not going to leave you there. So that's what this space is. And so again, always in love. And I do think we should definitely be sensitive to each other. We shouldn't just be mean. But I don't want us to have to like tiptoe around like the possibility of hurt feelings and like because this is a place where I think like what I want to see is us being intentional about getting from where we are to the better and more. So, all right, doing it together. Uh, Thanks for hanging in there. I really hope that you keep following and again, you've been hanging out hopefully long enough to see that all the sessions aren't quite like this, but this is the mission statement. So um, keep hanging out. I'm excited to see where this is all going to go when we join forces. Okay, girls. Bye.